Alright, well, thanks for joining me again, Star Wars The Clone Wars action figure fans and collectors. This is another Star Wars The Clone Wars action figure review, and this time I am reviewing, as you can see before you, Castas. Now, Castas is part of the wave of deluxe figures that are, I guess they're hitting it, and honestly I was quite surprised when I went to Toys R Us on Friday and saw them there, because I had just saw reports on the internet earlier in the week, last week, that they were starting to hit, and I was like, well, I'll see mine in about 1 or 2 months, because as a rule in my area, since I live in Florida and everything's coming from China, we tend to get everything pretty much last. There has been a few exceptions to that though, and Castas, I guess, is one of them. Castas is in the wave of deluxe figures that include, obviously, Castas himself. There's a clone speeder bike, or clone scout speeder with an ARF trooper that has some red trim. There is a battle droid with some, I think he has blue trim, with a speeder, a really cool looking speeder that I might actually get that. And then there's also General Grievous with his mini wheel bike, and I'll show you that. I have the packaging. Let's move Castas out of the way here. So here obviously is a really cool photo on the back of the packaging. This is the front of the packaging, and I like these boxes quite a bit actually. They're much nicer instead of that big trapezoidal ugly looking box that the old deluxe packs came in. We've got this kind of nice, smaller, sleeker, rectangular package. Okay, and so there's Castas. He has the handlebars on the speeder bike are really highly articulated, and they actually have 3 points of articulation that I'll show you. There is the Republic Scout speeder with the ARF trooper. I want to get that. There's the wheel bike. I'm not digging that, and I don't really need another General Grievous. And then here is the Separatist droid speeder with battle droid. That one looks pretty darn cool. I might have to get that too, if it's still there. So enough on the packaging. Let's get to the figure and the speeder bike. So first I'm going to talk about the figure, because he's the real reason why I wanted to get this deluxe pack. He goes with the rest of my bounty hunters who are up here, and so I'm going to have to find a space to fit him in there amongst Bosk and Boba Fett and Aurra Sing, because he's part of the crew that assists Boba Fett on his quest to find vengeance for his father Jango Fett, as we all know from the Boba Fett trilogy, the end of Season 2. And I just have to say, before I get into anything specific, that this figure is absolutely fantastic. If you see this figure and you have a chance to pick them up, the deluxe pack, I highly recommend that you get them. Just for the figure. Yes, it's $16 to $20 for one figure, but man, I'll tell you, you get your money's worth here, which is, it's getting harder and harder to do with Hasbro lately. He's almost completely super articulated, and just while it's a Clone Wars figure and they're known for their stylization, look at the detail in his head. You can see his teeth sticking out. He's got that dead eye right there. You can see his other eye. He's got some cool decals on him here that are painted. They're not really stickers, but a neat little design. I guess it stands for some sort of bounty hunter order. His hands are nicely detailed, as you can see. Very cool. And he comes with a really cool looking blaster. I really like this blaster. It's sort of a play on the Han Solo style blaster, but it's longer. It has a longer muzzle on it, and it fits really nicely into his big old side holster that you can see here. Now let's talk about the figure's articulation. One of the things about this figure, since it is a deluxe figure and it comes with a speeder bike, is that it makes Hasbro have to give him good articulation, because if he came with the speeder bike, he has to be able to sit on it. So he's got a ball jointed head, ball hinged shoulder, ball hinged elbow, swivel wrists, swivel waist, and he has ball hinged hips. Isn't that fantastic? And they're big hips. There's kind of a square to them on the side, so that when he's standing they look flush, but when he's sitting they kind of stick out a little bit, but it's on the back, and that doesn't bother me one bit, because I'm just happy that he has ball jointed hips. I just think that's really cool. I'm going to be able to get him in some good action poses. Ball hinged knees, no ankles, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me on this figure. He stands really well he has big huge feet on the bottom, so it causes him to stand really, really well. Alright, now let me talk to you about the speeder bike. The speeder bike is all new. It's really cool. It's got two twin engines right here, cool looking seat, really nice paint work, and the front end here, I forget what these are called, the stabilizers I guess, they're not connected. They're similar to the old Imperial speeder bike that we're used to. There's some arabesh on the front, and I don't know what it says. If anybody does know, put it in the comments below. And then it also has pop-out side cannons here. Now you have to be careful with how you fit Castas on there, because it'll be liable to hit him in the back of the calf. You've got to kind of switch his legs around a little bit. And it has foot pegs on the pedals so that he can actually stay on the speeder bike really well. So let me show you how he goes on here. You got to kind of rotate his legs forward like this, and then you got to rotate his knees so that they're straight. Oh, and one more thing on the speeder bike. It's articulated in 3 different places. It's articulated here, here, and then this swivels. So really well articulated speeder bike handles, which is great because it's got to fit Castas on there. Alright, and so here we go. You just put him on there, and you get his feet on the pegs first. That kind of stabilizes him. And then you just fit his hands onto the handlebars, and that's pretty much it. And I've been putting them, the packaging shows the handlebar sticking out, but I've been putting them in so that it's more reminiscent of the Imperial Speeder. It's really just a personal thing for me. I think they look cool. And he's going to sit on there kind of crooked because his chest is actually sculpted asymmetrically, which is another thing that I like about that figure, is that he's got this kind of like, it's almost like he's got scoliosis where his back is kind of twisted. But you know, that's the character. He's supposed to have a weird looking back. He's kind of like an ogre in a way. So there you have it. There is Castas on his Bounty Hunter speeder bike, and I think it's awesome. It's definitely a must if you're a Clone Wars fan, especially if you're a Clone Wars Bounty Hunter fan. And folks, that's going to do it for this review. Please feel free to subscribe, leave a comment. If you have a question for me, send it in as a personal message on YouTube. And until next time, may the Force be with you. Bye-bye.